Well, World Speaks is the first and only vocational language learning school in Omaha.
That means bridging the gap between the classroom and the real world, so you can learn to speak or sign another language at any age.
Right, any age. And Leah Whitney is the founder and CEO. Nice to see you, Leah. Thanks for stopping in.
Thank you for having me.
We love this concept, but I got to ask you when and why, how this whole thing get started with World Speaks?
So a couple of years ago, I came back from studying abroad in Argentina. And actually, my cousin Julian Young of the Start Center, he reached out to me and told me about the program that he talked about in your show. Yeah. So I had told him about my idea a couple years ago, and he was like, I think you should get in on this. So it's an idea that I had, and I took it through the program, and at the end, I had my first class. We started at Bellevue West High School, and from then we began gaining momentum and getting more people in languages.
More instructors, more students. If you go to the website, worldspeaksomaha.com, you can read up on the team and see what do they specialize in. It'll give you an idea about what you can learn. But this organization, how is it different than what was already available locally?
So something I also noticed, I graduated UNO with a major in the Spanish language. Something I noticed is that when people go through the language learning process, sometimes they're still a little bit timid about talking to native speakers and using it outside the classroom.
They might be able to write the words.
Write and read perfectly, but when they're put up to, I guess, the challenge of talking to someone, they're really scared. So what we like to do is to bridge the gap between ourselves and the classroom. So with that, we have our in-class mentors. So I teach the language of Spanish, and I do speak it fluently, but I'm not a native Spanish speaker. So we have people who are members of that community come in and interact with our students. So they're getting that cultural aspect, and then they're also like getting that opportunity to not be so nervous and dig right into the classroom and speak with them and interact with them.
Are these classes for people who've never spoken a language before, or is it for assistants after you've begun taking some instruction?
So our classes are for everyone. So we have people who maybe a couple years back in high school they took Spanish, or we have people who are starting from the ground up. We really want people who want to learn a new language, who want to get started, or who are even brushing up on a language that they once known.
So how can our viewers sign up for a class? Because maybe we hadn't heard about you until you reached out to us. So I can only imagine people who are watching now where this is the first for them. So if they want to sign up for a class or they want to be an instructor, what can they do to get involved?
So if someone wants to come and be a part, all they have to do is go to www.worldspeaksomaha.com and go to the apply. So then we'll get their application and we'll see them in the next session with us.
What languages are we talking about? Are we talking about, of course, Spanish, French, Portuguese? I mean, you have to have teachers to present this material. So what languages?
So right now we currently are teaching classes in French, American Sign Language, and Spanish. We also offer tutoring as well. So we have the Hindi language available, we have German, and we're hoping to add English in January. Because as you know, there's a lot of immigrants who are in our city, and World Speaks really is a way for people to kind of tap in and get introduced to that immigrant population, and for us to reach out and help them as well.
We are almost out of time, Leah. December 6th. Let's plug that while you're here. What's going on?
We are going to be at Chipotle on 72nd Street. Come out, say that you are supporting World Speaks that day, and we will get 50% of the proceeds.
50?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Half of the way.
It's kind of crazy. We love it.
We've got 30 seconds. There's the information. But what's the future look like for World Speaks? What's the big dream here?
So we want to be a house of languages, having as many languages as we can. Just keep connecting the city and digging into the culture that's already here, exposing people to that every single day.
Isn't that what's great about America?
Yes, it is.
All these different languages and backgrounds.
It's a beautiful country. I love it. We're so unique.
Leah, it's great to meet you.
Thank you.
I'm sure we'll see you again at some point in time.
I'm sure.
I do believe.
Thanks, Leah.
Thank you. Well, yesterday we tried on the new